Let me tell you what the internet has decided about Bandit Heeler. The internet has decided he is the greatest television father of all time. Full stop. No debate. Psychology Today wrote articles about him. Fatherhood organizations hold him up as a model. Dads on TikTok cry watching him play pretend. Grown men have looked at a cartoon dog and said, "That is the standard I am holding myself to." He has been called a revolutionary, a masterpiece of modern fatherhood, the bar setter. And that bar is a cartoon dog who cheated in a race against his 7-year-old daughter. A cartoon dog who turned grocery shopping into a public incident. A cartoon dog who spent an entire beach day staring at nothing while his family played around him. A cartoon dog who, in episode 8, fell asleep on the floor clutching a rugby ball, dreaming of the life he gave up, while his wife fixed her hockey stick alone at the kitchen table. The bar is on the floor, and Bandit Heeler is standing on top of it, calling it a ceiling. Let me be very clear before we begin. Bandit Heeler is a wonderful character. He is funny, loving, physically committed, and genuinely present in ways that most television dads are not. But wonderful character and perfect father are not the same thing, and the show itself, episode by episode, has been building the case against its own hero from season 1. Not because the show wants to tear Bandit down, because the show is honest, and honesty, when applied to fatherhood, is a genuinely radical act. Let's get into it. The man gave up everything and has never once processed that fact. Episode 8 of season 1 is called Fruit Bat. It is a bedtime episode. The girls do not want to sleep. Bandit does the full routine, every trick in the book. The rocket ship up the stairs, the penguin shower game, the pretending to fall asleep mid-story. He does all of it. He is present and committed and completely exhausted. And then the girls are finally asleep, and Bluey sneaks back downstairs, and she finds her dad. Bandit is asleep on the floor, not on the couch, on the floor. He fell asleep on the floor before he even made it to the furniture. And he is clutching a rugby ball, and he is flailing around in his sleep, grappling with it, chasing something in a dream. And Chili, who is sitting at the kitchen table fixing her hockey stick alone, explains what is happening in the quietest and most devastating sentence the show has ever produced. She tells Bluey that he is probably dreaming about playing touch football with his mates, that he does not get to play it much anymore because he is too busy working and looking after them. Children watching this episode understood that Dad was sleepy. They thought the rugby ball was funny. They did not hear the sentence. Adults heard it. Adults heard a man who gave up something he loved and now dreams about it on the floor because he is too tired to make it to the couch. A man whose wife is fixing her own sports equipment alone at a table. He gave up his whole life and he never even mentions it, which is beautiful, which is also the thing that makes it so hard to watch, because the show is not celebrating the sacrifice. It is showing you what it costs. And the bill is a man on a floor having dreams he is not awake to live. He cheated in front of his own child and felt no shame. Obstacle Course is one of the most discussed episodes in the entire show because of what it reveals about Bandit Heeler in the final 30 seconds. The setup is a backyard agility course. Bluey races Bandit. Bandit wins easily. Bluey, in her frustration, cheats during the rematch. Chili catches her, and the episode becomes about the difference between an honest win and a dishonest one. Bluey trains. She improves. She apologizes. She challenges her dad again. And this time, she is better. She is genuinely faster. She is going to win fair and square. And Bandit grabs her. He physically holds her back. He crosses the finish line first by physically preventing his daughter from passing him. Screen Rant noted this in their analysis of the show's worst parenting moments, and the description was polite but clear. Bandit's pride got the best of him. He could not handle losing to his 7-year-old child. Even after she had been through the whole arc of learning why cheating is wrong. Even after she apologized. Even after she did everything right. The moment she was about to beat him honestly, he cheated. The episode does not ignore this. Chili sees it happen. She says nothing in the episode, but the look she gives is specific. The show is not pretending this was fine. It is showing you exactly who Bandit is underneath the fun dad routine. A man who is loving and present and fully committed, and also constitutionally unable to lose a pretend race to his primary school-age daughter without intervening physically. The show treats this as funny. It is funny. It is also a man who spent an entire episode teaching his daughter that cheating is wrong and then cheated himself the moment the lesson applied to him personally. Bluey is a show about children learning things from their parents. Obstacle Course is an episode about a child learning something that her parent immediately demonstrated he had not learned himself, and the show put it in plain sight and let it sit there without resolving it. The supermarket incident, and the question of how this man is allowed in public. Kids is Season 1, Episode 45. The Heeler family goes to the supermarket to buy groceries. This is a simple task. Most adults complete it without incident. The Heelers do not complete it without incident. The girls want to play a game where Bluey is the mom, Bingo is a toddler called Snowdrop, and Bandit is the older child called Diddums. Bandit agrees to this. In a supermarket, with other people present, including his friend Rocco, who arrives in the middle of the game and instead of diffusing the situation, joins in completely and becomes part of the chaos. Diddums fills his child-sized trolley with vegetables. This sounds fine. Then Snowdrop throws chips on the floor and blames Diddums. Mum Bluey calls Diddums a very naughty boy, to which Diddums, that is Bandit, decides to live up to the label. He steals the trolley. He fills it with whole foods, including flaxseed and psyllium. And when Mum Bluey threatens him with a countdown, he escalates until she drags him by the ear to a timeout on a shelf of toilet paper. Bandit Heeler, a university-educated adult archaeologist, sat on a toilet paper display and took a timeout in a public supermarket because his 7-year-old daughter told him to. There were other shoppers present. Rocco witnessed the whole thing. The checkout operator watched a grown man row a celery boat down the conveyor belt. He will sit on toilet paper in a supermarket and call it a win. Is that good parenting or a complete absence of boundaries? The show never decides. It just shows you the man on the toilet paper shelf and lets you make up your own mind. The beach episode and the parent who wasn't there while he was there. Stickbird is the episode where the show builds the most honest and uncomfortable portrait of Bandit that it has ever produced. And it does it without a single dramatic confrontation. The Heeler family is at the beach. It is a beautiful day. The girls are playing. Chili is with them, fully present, teaching them to throw sticks at a rock, inventing games, laughing, and Bandit is sitting under the umbrella staring at nothing. Chili calls to him. She says, "Let it go, babe." She says, "You are missing all this." And Bandit hears her. He tries. He gets up. He joins in briefly. And then something pulls him back. Something the show never names and never shows. He is gone again, sitting with whatever it is, while his family plays around him on a beautiful day at the beach. Joe Brum confirmed in an interview with the Mary Sue that the episode was inspired by his own experience dealing with critical notes on Bluey scripts and finding it difficult to let go of his work. He said the line about putting something beautiful out into the world was written at the exact moment he was struggling with exactly that. Bandit on the Beach was Joe Brum working through something he was carrying that had nothing to do with the beach. And that is the thing the episode is actually about. Not the stickbird that some kids knocked apart, not the beach, not anything that is visibly happening in the episode. It is about a parent who is physically present and emotionally unreachable. A parent whose family is right there, in front of him, in the sunshine, and he cannot get to them because something inside him is louder than all of it. This is not a character flaw. It is a human experience that every parent has had. The episode is not saying Bandit is a bad dad for it, but it is saying something true about fatherhood that most television never says. That being a good father is not just about showing up physically. It is about where you actually are when you get there. And on this particular day, at this particular beach, Bandit was somewhere else entirely. And his family could see it. And they loved him anyway. And that is the most honest and complicated thing the show has ever said about what it means to be a parent. Smash that like button if this changed how you see Bandit, and subscribe so you never miss a video like this one. Where do you stand on Bandit Heeler? Drop it in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.